And we're live. So this will be the third official Glowforge talk show. And tonight we have Mr. Ben.
Hello.
Rebecca.
Hi, folks.
And Philip.
How's it going?
All right, so obviously, we all read the email about the infamous delay. Let's see here. Ooh, that. It's delayed. So, opinions? I mean, we all read it. It was all, we all kind of secretly got slightly angry, and then we kind of chilled and got over it.
Some not so secretly.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. But opinions?
Well, obviously, I'm disappointed that it's going to be delayed. I'm not necessarily angry about it. I think Dan and the team are actually doing all they can to get us the product whenever they can. I don't think they're sitting there on their money or sitting at the beach with all our money drinking drinks or whatever. So it's hard to be angry if they're doing everything they can.
True.
Yeah, I understand delays. I mean, it happens all the time in software and whatnot. You run into stuff that you can't control, and it was obviously out of their control. 6 months is a big jump, but that's just giving him a little bit of safe zone to ride things out. And I'm really hoping that they'll push stuff out forward.
Yeah, I think he gave himself a lot of breathing room there, so that's my thought on it.
Yeah,
I don't think he wanted to push it back 2 months and then push it back 2 months and then push it back 2 months and then finally we get our Glowforge.
Yeah. I mean, I think we all knew that there was going to be a delay, and we're gauging that from when the beta was released, which was, 2 weeks prior to that?
Yeah.
We kind of felt it coming. Honestly, I figured 2 to 3 months there would be a delay, and then that would be absolute, but 6 months, I wouldn't have predicted or called that. I'm sure it was a tough decision to decide June, and then all of a sudden, you're going to have to redact that and say, December, and if you ordered after October 25th, then it's 2017 for you. I mean, that's a year for us on the pre-order side, right? I mean, December to December. So, yeah that's pretty rough. I mean, they were blaming, or not blaming, but they're saying that the power supply was the main reason for this delay. That's tough. I mean, considering that wasn't a pre-order where you dropped $100 and you pay the rest later. We all dropped full coin day one. I don't know. I mean, was I upset? Yeah, I was pretty upset, disappointed, a whole range of emotions, I guess. And then I realized, what can I do about it, really? So,
It's
better be epic, though. It better be epic.
Yeah. Well, it's still going to be probably the most user-friendly laser on the market. So for somebody like me, I'm like 6 months. I'm really not going to try to run to another laser or another product or anything. I don't have a milling machine. I don't have any of the great toys you folks have, like the one right behind you. So I just took a deep breath and it was like, okay, something else next.
Well, here's how I look.
Yeah, I'm kind of.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Ben.
I was going to say I'm kind of the same way. I still have access to the laser cutter I have at the library, and it doesn't change a lot for me. I'm not counting on this for my business or for anything like that. So it's, as Rebecca said, just chill a bit, and we'll eventually get it. But
yeah, same situation. I mean, I don't have a laser in my stable today. It's not that big of a deal, really. It would have made things convenient. I'm not going to lie. I actually held up some projects, specifically thinking that I was going to get it in December and then June, and that, obviously is not going to happen, so I'm going to have to make do. But, yeah, and on that note, Ben, the folks that are using the Glowforge for business reasons and completely is, like, scheduling everything around the release date for that, I don't think that's a good...
That's why that huge blow up happened in the forums.
Yeah, everybody went Jerry Springer for a little bit there, but
or a couple people, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
it felt like everybody.
I mean, and this is only an opinion. I don't think that's a good idea, specifically on an item that didn't exist prior to you ordering it. I mean, that's the big thing. Like, it's not like a well-known type of device that already existed, and they're respinning it, and this is brand new. The whole thing is brand new. So, yeah, you would get it first, because even if you did do the whole business thing, you still got to get it. You still got to learn how to use it. I mean, what type of turnaround time were they thinking on that? So to say, oh my God, I'm losing all this money. Anyway, that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah, I mean, I said the same thing with my 3D printer. It took me forever to get it running to the point that I wanted it to work. And even if the Glowforge is supposed to be
Turnkey.
Yep. You know, who knows?
And as a disclaimer, that was just an opinion. So, FYI. So, and I guess the other news is the proofgrade stuff, which that's cool. That due to the fact of the delay, we're getting $150 worth of proofgrade stuff, and then $50 worth of designs that we can pick. Which, to me, as a Silhouette user, that's basically the design store. So they give you a bunch of pre-cut stuff that you can pick from, and that's cool. I mean, I'm assuming that everything that we've seen so far, the wallet, the bag, that weird plant holder thing, the clock, stuff like that. That'd be kind of neat to have something day one. You get your proofgrade, dump it in the machine, boom, you have an object. That's pretty cool.
So I haven't been on the forum for a couple of weeks because I've been at a conference. Have they listed what kind of material we're getting, or?
No, undecided.
They haven't. They've said that they're going to potentially give us maybe 2 to 3 choices, because there's certain people who may be vegan and don't want leather in their selection. But they're not going to, it's going to be really complicated to let people choose piece by piece. So they're going to, give us a small selection and then go from there.
Hey, it's better than nothing. I mean, the leather would be cool. I can understand if they don't provide it, but it would be cool if that was there. I mean, I figure it would be lots of laser bits stuff, laser bits material, which is the two-tone stuff, acrylics, woods. I mean, they gave us a sample of what the woods were on the Q&A call, which that was kind of cool. And then the barcoding system that's built on or somewhere UV'd on the outside masking material. So you put it in, the Glowforge locates it, and automatically it knows power, speeds, and feeds, which speeds and feeds and power, that's all the same thing. But that's kind of cool. So that furthermore, good.
I think it's going to be neat to have a variety of material that I haven't worked with before to experiment and try things out,
Yep.
They're probably things I buy necessarily.
Yeah, and back to
or even know where to find them,
Yeah, back to our first call, we were thinking about, so when we get the Glowforge, from the time UPS hopefully doesn't dump it on your front doorstep, but places it on your front doorstep, the time it takes to do that, to put it where it's going to live, put a piece of material in, load something, and cut, how long is that going to take? So with the proofgrade stuff, that should expedite that, because there's nothing you need to sample or test or whatever. It'll know what it is. You grab your widget from Illustrator or what have you, and supposedly you have an object.
I think the biggest hurdle in that point is just getting it set up through the whatever interface they provide to get the wireless network set up.
Yeah, I did ask that on the forums, and I was a little concerned about VLANs. Although the question I asked, Dan answered the second part of it, which I guess answers the first part, which is if you're on a network that has like multiple gateways, how do you do the configuration? Do you need to be local to that network or whatever? So apparently it creates an ad hoc type like access point. You connect your laptop or your phone to it. I guess you put in your SSID and password, and then it links, and then the plug-in and the web tool or whatever will connect to it. But man, that should take like, what, 2-3 minutes, I guess, assuming it works out of the gate.
Yeah, as long as you don't have wireless issues, it should be hopefully pretty simple. Then you can
a little bummed about the WPA2 enterprise stuff, but
it's in the hopper.
Yeah, TM trademark.
Well, I am excited about the design catalog, because I might not have anything designed or ready the day it comes. Knowing me, I'll probably put off learning something like Illustrator or Fusion 360 until I really have a project that I want to create on it that I think will work in the Glowforge. So, access to free material in the design catalog, and then the actual proof grade materials also, just giving me hope. I will get this thing, I'll set it up, and then I can go in and just start playing right away, which is what I'd want to do. I'd be really bummed if I was a person who had to sit around for 2 weeks, trying to learn some software program to get something in there.
Yeah. That'll be awesome. I mean, it'll kick 3D printing in the pants, because today, if you buy any 3D printer, you're not going to be printing something that looks like anything the first time you print something. It will be a blob. I guarantee it. So, that's cool. That's awesome that they're doing that, but we're still faced with a delay. Granted, it'll be December or possibly sooner with, asterisks, I guess. We don't know, but hey, we'll get there when we get there, right?
Yep.
I'm an optimist.
Yes.
They still have a lot of beta units to go out to, so maybe they'll start releasing some more information on that.
Hopefully. Currently, right now, Mr. Josh is the only person on the planet that we know of that has a beta unit. I think he's been posting every other day. It went from every day to pretty much every other day, I think. And, I mean, that's interesting. I mean, he's making stuff with it. He made that gimbal that he showed off, I think, yesterday.
Yeah, it's getting more complicated, and I think he's had a few days to kind of plan things out, put together some concepts. I think the gimbal was a previous concept he said from a design show that didn't come out like he wanted, and the Glowforge gave him a chance to do it the way he wanted to do it. So
yeah,
it's cool to see what he's come up with.
Yeah, he mentioned what was it? Where basically he had a recess for the screws, and everybody was curious about how he did that, but it's top secret. Well, top secret for now.
For now.
Yeah. Did you see what he sent to JBV? Did you have a chance for that?
I did. That? Yeah, the cowboy cutout. It was one of his one of JBV's drawings. He cut out on the Glowforge and shipped it to him.
Yeah, that looked pretty cool. I thought.
I have not seen that.
Yeah, it was just recent.
I have to spend a bit of time on boards.
Oh yeah, look at that. That's pretty cool.
What's the title of the
free decal SASE Art Exchange. But at any rate, we have all of that. Let's see.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot that's happened in the past few weeks since we were here last. I mean, the delay was a big deal, but the beta's really nice to hear that there's actually a beta in the wild for a while. Everybody was speculating there was a secret beta. Is there something going on? If somebody got one, who does, who doesn't? But it's nice to see that somebody has one in their hands, and they're making stuff with it. It's cutting. I can't remember, has he done any engraves yet?
No, it's all been cut outs, it looks like.
Except for the countersink. I think that would be considered an engrave, but we don't know for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now we're unable to give him any ideas or concepts to do, or ask him to do anything, or ask him questions.
Yeah.
So we're at the mercy of the Dan and the NDA, which is
well, it's true.
Letters.
One of the first rule of Fight Club is you can't talk about Fight Club. So I mean, we can look. We can't really touch per se virtually, but we can't ask questions at all. And a lot of the stuff that he does generates questions, but it'll be a mystery. So we all own one. So, it's cool. It's great that somebody has one. It's good that they're getting feedback immediately from somebody that lives local. So it's good. It's good.
Yeah, it gives me a bit more confidence that they will eventually ship.
Yeah. Well, December. I mean, that's a good chunk from now. So hopefully that happens.
But if there still wasn't a beta out yet, I think
that'd be a problem.
A lot of people would lose confidence.
Yeah, that would be a problem. I think we briefly talked about the Q&A that they did after the big announcement on the delay, and they covered a couple things. For example, the pass-through, and they briefly explained that the issue was the power supply. Somebody asked if Dan liked tacos.
Very useful.
Tacos are delicious.
But they pretty much covered. I like tacos too. But
That's how we'd know if he was an alien or not.
Did they cover anything else interesting? Like I haven't watched it yet.
To me,
It
no.
was-
I mean, that was, go ahead.
I was going to say it was a lot of talk about the materials they're shipping. Of course, the apology was the first thing that they gave. They started to talk a lot about the design catalog, how that's going to play in with things, and they answered a number of questions, some useful, some not as useful. They said there's still going to be some delays on some of the pro features, like pass-through stuff. They don't know if it's going to be finished or not, and they're not adding any new software features beyond what they had planned for on the previous release. And I don't know if that question was completely clear. It was meant to be, are you guys going to now flesh out the feature set that you told us it was going to have in the software, as opposed to shipping out a limited software set that you mentioned before you had the 6-month delay. One would assume that there's more time for development, but we don't know if that's going to be dealing with bug fixes and working with I think they're working on a lot of engraving stuff right now, so that might be what's eating up their time.
Well, one of the things he said is that they were focusing for the June launch all the back-end stuff for performance, and now they're revisiting, I guess, the front end. So that'll be the GUI and everything like that. So, and we did see a screenshot of the GUI, but we don't know if that was a web app or an Illustrator plugin. I guess we're guessing that it's a web app, but it looks pretty cool. I mean, there's the advanced, the advanced, and then the shade, engraved by shade, which that's pretty cool. But
yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a web app.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it looks good. It's whole doing the material. What does Google call it? Material science or
material design.
Yeah, material design, where everything is like nice and flat and easy. But let's see. The maker fairs.
Yeah, that was the other thing that they mentioned. They're going to be hitting up a bunch of maker fairs and giving demos and letting people check stuff out. San Francisco Maker Fair, I want to say it's next month, the 22nd? The weekend around the 22nd. They're going to be there, and they're going to be the one in New York. And that's late September, early October.
October 1st and 2nd, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully.
So, I was looking at the dates for the Maker Fair in New York, because I can actually make that one. I could actually drive down. It's not a short drive, but it's drivable.
Yeah, I'll be for sure. We've been going for the last couple of years, and I believe Mr. Phillip will go or try to. And
yeah, my brother lives in New York. I'd love to go up there. That's a great time of year to visit, too.
Yeah. And I think, Rebecca, you're going to the San Francisco?
Yeah, if I can get up there, I think I'll, give it a shot. It's about an 8.5, 9-hour drive.
It's about the same for me.
Drive up, sleep in my car, pretend I'm in college again. It would be great. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it'll be cool because if we do attend, then we'll get to see a Glowforge in action in person and ask questions.
Yeah, you got to see if you can get some inside shots while you're there.
Didn't some guy on Reddit did that in the very beginning? He got like really high resolution inside shots of the Glowforge.
I remember some thread about that. It was before the water cooling was working, so they had to put it in the shade.
Yeah, they had a chiller underneath the table or something like that. But they definitely said they were not going to have the filter operating, or they also gave a reason about why they couldn't have pros at conventions like that because they're class 4 lasers and you need goggles and all types of craziness. But yeah,
you can give us some details, Rebecca.
Yeah.
Recon.
Now I feel like I'm obligated to go.
I'm not saying that, but if you do go,
we'll send you the spy camera so that you can take good pictures.
I can have a flower in my lapel with a secret camera.
That's right.
Hold on, I have to focus it.
But well, I mean, okay, so Maker Faire New York is in October, so I'm hoping whatever the final revision of the basic will be probably there. Or do you guys think there'll
Yeah,
be
that's what I'm thinking.
a Beta Forge or Tester Forge will be there?
I really think they're pretty close to getting the hardware, uh, ready to ship out. I feel like it's getting really close. So I think they'll have I'm hoping they'll have a production unit there.
So a Gold Master, one straight off the assembly line.
That'd be sweet. I think that they could pull that off by then.
All right, that'd be cool.
I also think Dan should be bringing all the betas so that if people show up, he could give them out. What do you think?
You would have so many people at that booth. Oh.
True. That's true. And that's the other thing too. Is
That's
like,
good.
oh, good.
No, go ahead. That's fine.
No, because a lot of people on the forums were asking, like, okay, so if you're going to provide demos at the, I don't know if you guys have been to a Maker Faire of any kind, but it's complete pandemonium. So they were saying that the Glowforge booth last year was ridiculous, and people waited in line for 2 hours. Me and my wife kind of steered clear of that, even though we were interested and whatnot. But I mean, it was a gaggle of people. I mean, basically, you had their booth, and then imagine this radius of just people. Just it was just ridiculous. So we didn't bother. But this year, I'm going to be interested to go and actually see the Glowforge if possible. But if the people, I'm not saying that the folks on the forum need to have priority of some kind, but I wonder if they could do something where for this hour, if you're somebody who actually purchased it, you can get a first look or something like that. I don't even know how logistically they could even pull something like that off. But
he said he doesn't think it's possible. Somebody asked that on the forums.
Oh, really? And he answered, okay. I don't really think so either, because it's outdoors and no.
But he said he would be excited to talk to anybody from the forums. He said if you're on the forums, come up and talk to me.
It'd be funny if you had a code word.
Yeah.
Donkeys. You have to say the word donkeys, and then that's the code word.
The name of that really bad thread. And then he'll shy away from you. Okay.
That would be hilarious. But yeah, I'm kind of excited to go, and I mean, there's other things at Maker Faire that I'm interested in seeing, but yeah, that'd be kind of neat to see a Forge in the wild.
Yeah, just don't go all Gollum on it.
Yes.
So
Pushing people out of the way and trying to pick it up off the table.
I'll just stand here and push the button for you. I won't do anything. Push the button.
Oh, speaking about seeing one in the wild, so it's funny, every time I look at the dimensions of the Glowforge, I see it like in my mind's eye, okay, 39 by 27, but every time I see pictures of the Glowforge next to somebody, it kind of reiterates how big this damn thing is. Not in a bad way, but
yeah,
it's pretty massive.
It's huge. I always envision it like the size of like one of those tiny microwaves or something, but it's
or a toaster oven, or
yeah, it's way bigger than that.
Freaking big. I mean, 39 by 26 or 7 or something like that, by 14 or 12.
Yeah, it's like one of those large-size coolers, just a little shorter.
Yeah. Yeah. What is it? What's that company that makes those really expensive coolers? Yetis. It's like a short Yeti.
And if you have the filter, it's probably like a full Yeti.
Yeah, it's another 7 inches taller. Holy crap.
Yeah, it's a beast.
So you better have a beefy table. And I think the shipping weight is like 30 pounds or something like that.
I thought the Glowforge itself was
something
close
like
to 50.
Was it? Damn.
Yeah, I remember
It's
weights
less
pretty
than
well.
50 because
Make sure you
49?
read.
I'm going to look it up.
This guy shows up.
All I know is
I think it's less than
as
50.
soon as I get tracking, I'm taking that day off of work, and I'm sitting in my driveway until the UPS truck gets here. And I'm just going to hand them, get it off the truck myself and carry it up to the house. I'm not going to risk any of that mess.
Fortunately, my UPS or FedEx, because they didn't really say what carrier they were going to use. Fortunately, I'm cool with those two guys. And they usually give me heads up because they'll see tracking and they'll let me know, hey, we noticed something's coming or whatever. I've actually helped him unload a bunch of shelves into the garage once, so Hopefully, those horror YouTube videos about some guy like lifting a monitor above a gate and just kind of like chucking it. Ugh.
Yeah, my UPS guy is pretty cool. I live on the top of this really steep hill, and I'm sure secretly he hates my guts because I have Amazon boxes every day. I have like table saws and drill presses and stuff coming up here. But I don't mind going down there to wait this one time.
With the dolly, hand him a Gatorade or a drink. I got this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, for the record, I think I've made 50 pounds up. It's just, something I made up for fun, so there's no validity in what I said. All right.
What is the weight?
I don't see the weight on the website. I'm looking under the
Oh, it was there.
text.
I thought it was there.
I remember looking. I thought it was in the 30s, but
For some reason, like 40 is what sticked out to me. But let's see. Oh yeah, no libs, no weight, dimensions. He did say on the forums what it was, like way back in the day.
yeah, I remember having to look it up because I'm having it shipped somewhere near the border, so I can go pick when they charge by the weight. So I had to look up that it doesn't go beyond a threshold.
Oh.
So I'm waiting at my driveway, and you're waiting at the edge of the border.
Yeah.
Wow,
That's awesome.
dedication.
I've had
Although,
stuff shipped from Canada, and it was they tacked on. There's some kind of weird Canadian border fee they charge. It's like $60 ransom.
Wow.
Oh, sometimes it's more than $60. It depends what you're shipping, and sometimes it's a percentage of the cost of the thing. So, and it's usually like UPS that charges it.
Imagine international shipments.
Yeah. Oh wait, so our peg here says the Glowforge is 55 pounds, 70-pound shipping weight, and the filter is 2540. So Rebecca, you were actually right.
I was closest. Do I get a prize?
You do. Not sure what it is. You get a Glowforge.
Yay!
You get a Glowforge. You get a Glowforge. Everybody gets a Glowforge.
In 8 months.
Yes.
Keep checking the mailbox.
Or possibly earlier. Keep the faith, Philip.
Shame.
Well, hopefully December is the absolute date. Well, I think all shipped by the end of December if you're before October 25th. Yeah, hopefully that happens.
Wait, did we all order before the pre-sale ended?
Pretty sure.
Yep,
Yep.
I did.
I ordered day one.
Yeah.
I've always kept the faith.
Come on. You created the faith.
Okay. Well, I think that's kind of everything. Any other pieces of information or questions or theories or no?
I'm not sure. I mean, I can say in the meantime, I ordered another laser. Edit.
What?
Edit. Broadcast over.
That's fine. I mean, a bunch of other people got secondary or tertiary lasers, which that's crazy to even think about. So what'd you end up settling with?
A K40. It was like $300 maybe.
The blue and white ones.
Yeah, super cheapos. Luckily, they're shipped from California instead of China now. So we'll see. We'll see. I might keep a log online of how difficult it is to get it working, and that might make a lot of people feel better about their Glowforge purchase.
So you're taking it one for the team?
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. And then after that, I'm just going to rip it apart and see how big I can make it.
Well, and that's the thing, too. So if you go to lightobjects.info, I believe, they have a metric ton of mods for the K40. Metric ton. So, I mean, you could take the existing gantry and increase the size. You can add Z. You could do rotary and all types of stuff. You can change the controller out.
That's the one thing I'm happy about is having something to do rotary in the meantime. I think that'll be a good bit of fun. We've got a lot of costumes to make and a lot of stuff that we could engrave on that.
Yeah.
I think that'd be cool, and that'll keep me from having. I really wanted to modify the Glowforge to make a rotary attachment, and maybe I still will if this is crappy. But this will give me the option to not have to do that part if I don't feel like it.
The K40 out of the box it's special, but
yeah, I've seen a lot of threads.
There's tons of stuff. Well, I mean,
yeah, I just don't have time to actually spend so much time making the tools that I'm going to use. So.
Yeah. Oh, well, you got a laser at the library, man.
I do.
Right.
That's true.
That's right. And if it makes you folks feel better, Dan ordered a SaneSmart new USB cutting machine engraver laser.
Yeah, the little 2-watt diode ordeal.
Yeah, I'm not sure what something like that does, but, you know, if you got another laser, like maybe you need 4 lasers.
It's like if you have a hairy patch on your back, you just lay down underneath it.
Hey, now.
You going to ask Dan if it was working out all right?
Oh, no.
No, but, I mean, I have one of those 2-watt diode-based lasers, too. I mean, it does fine and engraves, but cutting is kind of challenging. It doesn't cut through everything. But for the stuff I cut out with the CNC behind me, I mean, I do a lot of the legwork with that and then put it underneath there and engrave whatever I want to engrave. And that seems to work, but the big thing big thing I would like to have the Glowforge is acrylic, like 1/4-inch acrylic. That would be awesome. And the big thing, too, is kerf, because right now I'm limited to however small of an end mill I stick in this guy. So.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the 3D engraving will be so nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the only thing we've seen so far was that pyramid way back in the day, but nothing.
That was manually stepped, too.
Yeah. Yeah, it was engraved, stepped, yeah. But, I mean, it's called a 3D laser printer, so hopefully it lives up to the 3D part. Is that a primary use for me? No, that would be cool. I mean, right now my game plan is to handle any of the 3D profiling with the CNC and then basically do whatever engraving or cutout or whatever. Anything that needs tolerance to fit something into something else, I would love to use the Glowforge for.
Yeah, and that's why I was such a dog on the forums about manual controls and specifics, you know, distance from edges and the ability to input things instead of just drag and drop.
Yeah.
They have to cover both those feature sets or else they're going to be, you know, kind of alienating some of their clientele.
Yeah, and you being an X-Carve owner and this guy behind me, I mean, reference points are important because you stick the material there, you reference the machine, you go from there. So if I have a small piece of material and I have this graphic that's the exact size of the material, I don't want it to be slightly cockeyed like 0.25 degrees this way. I want to make sure that it knows, because there's really no reference points in the machine, it's just a bed, right? So if I stick it dead center, unless I make a jig or something, you know.
I guess you can always throw down a piece of cardboard on top of it and run a little test cut.
Yeah, but then you're going to have to slowly pull, you know, and then... Hopefully there's a manual function where you can... It edge finds whatever the material is.
Yes. Yeah, pre-trace would be great.
Yeah, I mean, stick a material down, it throws like a freaking halo around it so you know where it is, and it, I don't know, it has the ability to tell you, it's not straight, and then it compensates for that. That would be awesome, but we don't know. We don't know.
You have to have on something like lock-on mode. It's like, you know,
yeah.
You got it. Doesn't matter, you know, somebody kicks the table. We got you.
Yeah. So hopefully towards the end of the 6 months hiatus or wait time, we'll get more videos and pictures and more things that the GUI can do aside from engrave with shade. I'm sure that, I mean, we did see, what was that? Boing Boing, I think, in the very beginning. They did a Illustrator thing where it was basically open vector file, dump it through plugin, and plug in engrave. There was really no tweaking or going through the menus or nothing. Hopefully they'll do something more before shipment, so we have, you know, something.
I think if you dump it in, it'll probably give you the option to open the editor or just go ahead and straight print like they did. If that's not a feature right off the bat, it will be. And supposedly they're going to be releasing like an SDK or an API for people to develop plugins for their software, which could open up a lot of additional functionality or tools for people to make outside. I'm not sure how they're going to handle that registration if you have to have an actual product out that they're aware of and that's licensed or whatnot for you to get a code to make the API or the SDK work with your product, but that would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Yep. Any closing thoughts?
Hey, I'm sending my first piece of laser cut art to an art show this weekend, so wish me luck.
Cool. Good
Do you
luck.
have it? Do you have it? Can you show it?
I think I put it on the forums. It was the turtle with a city on the back.
What?
I don't know if you guys seen it or not.
I did not see that.
Oh, that's cool.
Can you look it up, Eves, and share it, screen share it?
Sure.
The name is really weird. It's called Laser Art, and then Aspido Shalom. So ASPIDO. Just look that up.
Oh, yeah, it's back in November.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
I made it a while back, but
How long did that take you?
the design probably took me, I don't know, about 30, 40 hours. And then actually making it wasn't too bad. Probably about, I don't know, 14, 20 hours.
Let's see. Turtle City. Can
Yep,
you guys see that?
Oh, look at that. I love that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really cool, man. It's really well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm putting it up for sale on Saturday, and I'll get some comments from people. It's the first time I put one of these up at a show.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
So I'm a little excited about it. Yeah, thanks.
Best of luck.
Yeah, man. Good luck
And it's
with
pretty
it.
big too. It's about 3 feet wide by about 4.5, 5 feet tall. So it's pretty big.
What was the assembly time?
As I said, about, I don't know, between 12 and 20 hours.
Wow.
It's all the same wood, so I had to stain every building separately, different colors. So the staining took a long time, more than the gluing of the parts.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty awesome.
Thank
Well,
you.
let us know how it goes. Update the thread.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Yeah, thank you.
And on that note, that was interesting, I guess, non-rage. We're unhappy, but yet we're okay.
Yeah.
We're waiting patiently. Please deliver? Question mark? Shrug. So hopefully everything works out. And that was a good conversation, good fun. So thank you, and have a good morning, good night, or whatever time you watch this.
Bye, folks.
Bye, guys.
See ya.